towards healthier world. Yet, while we celebrate past success, we are reminded that many challenges remain. Chronic diseases, pandemic, mental health disorders, and health inequalities continue to pose significant threat to the global population. It is our responsibility as researchers to continue exploring these frontiers, to innovate, and to translate our findings into actionable solutions for patients. Today, we stand at a unique intersection of science and technology. With advances in artificial intelligence, genomics, personalized medicine, and big data, we are witnessing an era of unprecedented opportunity. Our ability to analyze vast amount of data and understand the molecular underpinning of disease offers the potential for more effective and targeted therapies. But with these advancements come ethical consideration and questions of accessibility and affordability that we must address as a global community. The COVID pandemic has shown us both the power and the urgency of medical research. Within an extraordinary short time, scientists developed vaccines, therapies, and public health strategies that saved millions of lives. This success reminds us of what can be achieved when resources, collaborations, and expertise come together. It also highlights the importance of continued investment in the basic and transformational research. Medical research is no longer confined to individual institutions or even countries. It is a global effort. Cooperative research initiatives, cross-border partnerships, and international sharing of data and resources are crucial if we are to tackle the most pressing health challenge of our time. We have been seeing how disease do not respect borders. From pandemic to chronic related health crisis, the need for global health solutions has never been greater. This requires us to think beyond our labs and clinics to advocate for research funding, policy changes, and equitable healthcare system that ensure our discoveries reach every corner of the world. As we look to the future, we must also inspire and nurture the next generation of researchers. The future of medicines depends on the bright mind entering the field today. Let us ensure that they are equipped not only with the knowledge and tools they need, but also with the passion, curiosity, and ethical compass that are so essential in this work. In conclusion, the work we do as a medical researcher is far more than an academic exercise. It is a calling to serve humanity. It is about alleviating sufferings, advancing knowledge, and improving the quality of life for all. As we engage in the presentation, discussion, and networking opportunities throughout this conference, I encourage each of you to reflect on how your work contributes to this great goal. Thank you for your attention, for your dedication, and for your tireless effort to advance medical sciences. Together, we will continue to transform life and create a healthier future for the generation. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Sandeep Agarwal and Dr. Leena Sridhar to please felicitate Dr. Mishra, sir. Dr. Agarwal and Dr. Leena.
Honor. Thank you.
Rajveer, I'm not able to move myself. We will now move on to the lamp lighting, the ceremonial lamp lighting, which represents illuminating of knowledge and wisdom. I would like to invite all the dignitaries present here on the stage for the lighting of the lamp. Dr. Meena Bajpai, Dr. Girish, Dr. Mishra, Dr. Pooja, Dr. Anurag, Dr. Tapas, Dr. Rajiv, Dr. Yogesh, and Dr. Raj, Dr. Leena, please come.
Okay, nowadays, no, there is a
I'm only about it.
Yeah.
Can we have one group picture in front of the lamp? No, come this side.
You can come and sit. Come, please.
So थोड़ा सा closer. Even I have got all of you.
Thank you, everyone. Now it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Girish Tyagi from Delhi Medical Council, past President Delhi Medical Association, to address the gathering as our guest of honor.
Thank you, Dr. Sakshi, Dr. Leena, for inviting me to this present. First of all, I would like to congratulate Manipa for taking this cause of research, first of all, because we know that we doctors want to treat the patients, but nobody wants to go on that research. So, but it is not financially beneficiary to the own course. So, first of all, because if we are not going to research, who will going to research? Then otherwise the pharma company marketing bodies will provide you the detail that it is a, so if the doctors are involved, the genuine persons are involved, the research methodology and the process, and of course the result will be beneficial to the society and to the society will be beneficial. So in the research also, as in the clinical practice, there should be ethics, and there are ethics involved. And we have seen that in two cases we have got a complaint against the doctor in the research part also. We are not doing the research, and our senior want his name to be included in that paper, the research paper or the publication. So these kind of issues are there. And as in the clinical process, the research also has what normally should be there, just is beneficial and maleficent. These are the four core issues which are important in the research. And we have to abide by that. And autonomy means then informed consent. Informed consent is very, very and it has means the government has taken or initiated that action against that medical profession for the informed consent is not proper in the research, because the party, the poor patient who is being involved, he should be aware of what is the process, what is the, he should be directly involved in that process, what is the harm can be done to the patient, and what is the compensation if any harm occurs and proceed in that process. So, apart from this, at Delhi Medical Council we are discussing about that nowadays our own colleagues are not opting for the medicine. They are brilliant people, are not in the medicine, but they use to support that for their brilliant minds there for the medicine. But at the moment, brilliant minds are not opting for the medicine. Then the times to come when they are going for that our own treatment or our children treatment, who will going to treat? Because medical education is at fault. It needs the reforms, and learners and Dr. B. Senior Paper, Dr. Mino, Dr. Sneak, Dr. Rina, Dr. Jugal, should be put ourselves involved in this, that medical education should be beneficiary to the society and to the people, because at the moment we are getting, once the children get admitted to the medical course, his primary aim is to get into the postgraduate. He is not interested in the clinical part, not going to the part, but we are just mastering our MCQ. आपको सोचो भी से पूछोगे MCQ में कोई आंसर will the correct answer, but if you ask that just calculate the lever, he might be going for the left side. So these are the things. They are not become the IVD. They cannot become the IVD in the PG. And once again they are getting into the PG, they think of that for the specialty part. The medicine, they will go for the DM cardiology, etc. or if they surgery, then of course MCH course. So clinical part, medical education is needs to be reformed, needs to be corrected, because most our politicians, even the focus, whether it is politicians, media, police, military, general public, all against that. Talking about the politicians, Section 304 gives just this. Section 304 was for gross negligence part, which was equal to doctors. There were three judgments to the students and the gave benefit to the doctors for that part. That unless it is the primary complaint, primary evidence, and police should not have. Otherwise, before 2005, whenever the patient party alleges complaint to the police going to that. Asking the doctors to come to the police station, and primary motive was to extort money. That was the reason of course judiciary gave relief to them. So last year, Minister was Home Minister, he categorically told in the Parliament that there is no intent of the doctor to harm the patient, so they should be out of the gross negligence part. Of course, that the civil action should be there, but arrest or they should not be there. So we thought that when the Home Minister is saying in the Parliament, it should be a benefit. But on this section, when the IPs were created by BNS, it is replaced by section 304, it is replaced by the 106 of BNS, it is more harmful. Section 304A was primarily imprisonment or fine or both. In that section BNS 106, it is imprisonment and fine. That means imprisonment will be there and fine will be there, both will be there. Previously there are decision power on the judges whether to take the doctor the gross negligence part, but now since the medical profession is categorically involved in the section BNS, the 106 BNS, it is categorically defined. Medical profession is now in that gross negligence part. So, and it has become from 1st of July 2024, it has become operational. That means it has become a law. Unless until it has to be amended in the Parliament only. No Supreme Court, High Court can amend that. It has become a law. So And unfortunate part is that Amit Shah, who sat in the parliament at that time, and that Amit Shah, he at the moment is also the home minister. So same home minister who was categorically put in the parliament, and same home minister which involved that section, this section on justice for gains. So I may different associates are working on it, but whatever the result will be there or we are not. And same with the Consumer Protection Act. You all know that Consumer Protection Act was tried in 1985. In the between 86 to 95, there was always a dispute whether doctors are involved or including the consumer protection or not. But section in 1995, VP Shanta versus VP Shanta versus IMAGS came, and it categorically told that doctors are under the ambit of consumer protection. We all know that treatment becomes costly, more referrals, more investigations, more number of drugs. So, the patient going for a headache, doctor prescribing a CT scan or MRI just to say that whether can be brain tumor. And once it becomes a normal, the CT scan becomes a normal, allegation is that doctor has the prescription result to get a commission from that particular line. And that is a general perception to all the. कि मेरे को तो एक आई गॉट लीव from the one paracetamol my physician or general practitioner gave that, and I was completely okay. But that the doctor who has prescribed that advised that CT scan or MRI, it was because of that getting a condition. So treatment becomes costly. Of course, we know that Consumer Protection Act after first priority is to
save himself at least. Nobody want to, and we have seen that in 2013 Kunal Saha case was there, in which 12 crore of compensation was given against the doctor. तो हमारे को लगता है कि पहले एटलीस्ट हम अपने आप को सेव करें, and then of course it is a general tendency, किसी के लिए भी होगा वो, it is a general tendency to save himself, don't want to go to jail or going to give that amount of money to on. So these and nowadays also that here also the role of politician. Ramvilas Paswan was the Consumer Affairs Minister at that time when this amendment in the Consumer Protection Act 2019 came. He also told in the Parliament that the medical profession will be out of the ambit of Consumer Protection Act. But when 2019 amendment came, here also that doctors are still under the Consumer Protection Act. But we have a hope that in 2024, when the case of lawyer came for that matter, because in 2009, Supreme Court stated the lawyer group that they are out of the ambit of Consumer Protection Act. And 2024 came, then with the two-bench judgment, gave a judgment that lawyers are out of the ambit of Consumer Protection Act, but the VP Shanta case should be revisited by the Chief Justice of India to take that whether the medical professional is should come under the ambit of, because they also should be get benefit of that Consumer Protection Act. So let us hope that Chief Justice of India form a committee, because it has to be a five-bench judgment. Because the VP Shanta case was three-bench judgment. So to supersede that judgment, it has to be five-bench judgment. And let us hope when this Chief Justice of India call that meeting, and Indian Medical Association is meeting all MPs and so giving the representation to call the Chief Justice of India too. But our politicians, we are talking that our politicians leave aside whether it's BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, Samajwadi Party, they are all against our medical profession. And most unfortunate part is that our doctors who have become the politicians, they also don't consider themselves to be a doctor. Once they become join a party, they toe the line of political party. They cannot raise the issue of the medical profession in that Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, etc. and at any forum. They cannot come in the defense of medical professional doctor in public. We have seen that. We have personal experience, and I can quote here at Delhi Medical Association, there is a biomedical waste, which comes under the Environment Ministry. Dr. Harshvardhan was the Environment Minister, Central Health Minister. Dr. Mahesh Sharma was the State Environment Minister, both at the central government. In one of the meeting at Delhi Medical Association, I raised the issue that when a single doctor who is not raising or any biomedical waste, why he should pay with for that biomedical waste? Dr. Harshvardhan ne kaha openly in the meeting, कि Dr. Sahab, you come to our ministry and we will do that. And it was at the election time, of course. After that, he gave a number of, I got a call from that Secretary Environmental Ministry that please come for the meeting and we will discuss it. Few meetings were held. 3, 4 times we had representation of doctors came. Of course, they treated us very nicely. Every time there will be a cup of tea or biscuit, etc., etc., etc. But what was the result? Result was 0 by 0. When Mahesh Sharma, Health and Harshvardhan, both are our friends. Dr. Harshvardhan is our friend. Dr. Mahesh Sharma is one batch senior to me and we are very close. Mahesh Sharma just like a family or... but when these person cannot help the medical profession, then how you can think of other politicians for it. So once again, congratulations to Manipal Group of Hospital, keep doing such kind of work and whatever way, and just give a recommendation of such and such so that doctors or society should be benefited from the matter. And in whatever capacity I can do, I will be always there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, I would like to request Dr. Mishra and Dr. Agarwal to please felicitate sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now, our chief guest for today is Professor Dr. Meenu Bajpai, was President of National Board of Examination of Medical Sciences, formerly Dean Academics at AIIMS and Professor and Head of Pediatric Surgery at AIIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Bajpai is luminary in medical education and research, and we are privileged to have him and share his thoughts with us today. Please, sir.
Thank you, Sakshi. Dr. Tyagi, Dr. Leena, Sandeep, Rajiv, Dr. Mishra, friends. I was expecting more students also today, but they were all put on duty. Probably Dr. Mishra put them on duty. Well, it's a privilege to be here today. Research Connect is a very important initiative by the Manipal Hospital, as Dr. Tyagi mentioned just now, that if the hospitals don't do research, the industry will do, which anyway is being done. And therefore, to set the table square, we should continue this effort. National Board of Examination has 17,000 PG seats every year now, and a tremendous increase in the last 7 or 8 years. And we work in about 1,700 accredited hospitals, 2/3 are private hospitals. You can imagine the amount of academics which is brought by National Board to our corporate and private hospitals. That automatically brings the quality of care to a higher level. We have dissertation, so that fund research at the very early stage is also brought in. So we are very happy that hospitals which are accredited, they continue this kind of initiative. Now, I would like to say here that one of the hospitals, which is DNB Hospital in Hyderabad, I won't name it, is doing such hardcore research that they are now making artificial pancreas. It's not on paper. They are actually very close to that verge. It's very heartening to know that. Research is very intrinsic, but it doesn't mean that there are very few people who have that intrinsic activities. That intrinsic activity is there in all of us, all Homo sapiens. Who stokes it? It is the teacher. And if it is stoked properly, as proud teachers, we know that research will come out of it. That's our mandate, our role, and we should remember it. There was an article in Journal of Cell Biology, and the author writes very, very vividly that when the students are being examined, and they are able to answer all the questions the teacher has failed, he should be able to ask those questions if the students don't have answers. So that propels them into doing research projects. That's so important. So that the incentive part in all of us should be stoked by teachers. Now, I was on a meeting with the DBT secretary of Department of Health. We had health secretary there. We had our own director and the director general of NIMHANS. Some questions were asked about how should we make sure that the departments indulge in research, which is so important. I remembered once upon a time, not very long ago, Dr. M.K. Bhan was the DBT secretary. I don't know whether you remember that. He brought in as an invitee the dean of Stanford University. He came to our Ramalinga Samaya board and we had a interaction with the faculty. I'll tell you just briefly about that interaction. He was asked about what are your criteria for select a faculty at Stanford. He said that for a single post, we select 3 faculty members, equal qualification. One would do hardcore clinical work. Third would do hardcore research work, all carrying the same degree, MCH urology for that matter. The second one will be the bridge. So it underscores very important. Hardcore clinical work is a gold mine where the data come up. The person who is engrossed, samarpit in that hardcore clinical work should brought in the data. It should be focused. It's more relevant for our countries where the clinician is actually bogged down by work. So we at institutions were bogged down by work. Still we do research, but they said we will substratify them into 3 groups, hard role, only research, same degrees, and in between the bridge. This is how they said. It's very unpragmatic for our country. One post takes years and decades to come out in our country. I told this to the secretary, health secretary, and this is not rocket science. It's open secret. It's very difficult to get a post. So what is important is, the next question which was discussed was that how do we make sure, the country can take a policy to do research, the institution make a policy, the department make a policy like the Stanford dean said. How do we make a faculty do research? That was the question by the ICMR director. So I said that, Rajiv would remember that when we were working in international cooperation, we used to have universities interacting with All India Institute of Medical Sciences because we are very peer-reviewed. Hardcore clinical data, properly stratified, will look up to us as to what kind of research they can do with us. And with UCL, one example was that we decided to do research between the 2 institutions and we decided to have an open house discussion. We called residents or faculty who was interested to come forward, tell us the objectives, configure a research project. We gave seed funds, both sides of the institutions. UCL gave seed fund to their researcher. We gave to ours. A small research project emerged. We applied to the ICMR to welcome trust, whatever. So this is the way how individuals, and we should actually, and that's what we are doing. When I was an assistant lecturer at that time, I got a grant of 1.8 lakh rupees. Money was small in those times. I remember there was a fight for that money, 1.8 lakh. I was called by Dr. B.N. Tandon, who was the dean. And he said, used to be only one dean then. He said, what is your project? He interviewed people personally. Imagine, you can't think about it today. Numbers have increased or whatever. He said, what is the project? I told him the project. I went back and I got the project. That was a huge impetus for me. I was just a lecturer. Imagine I continue to do a lot of research. Let me tell you, I'll show some of these. So to incite and to enthuse youngsters at the very early stage, the institution had to take the call. And therefore, we should stoke it at the institution level. So the teachers, the institutions, the department, they should all work together to see that intrinsic capacity is, as Dr. Mishra mentioned about enthusiasm, and another compassion. Passion and enthusiasm both are required. So basically, that's how we should actually see that our researchers should be encouraged, and research would certainly bring down new things, and we all know about it. Now, there was another point which was, I thought, I'm hearing all of you, that so we all also know that when you write a research project, there are long delays. The peer reviews, the questions, reviewers just make it so long and procrastinated that the interest is lost. And I think that's where the point that we should encourage at an institution level